So now we're going to talk about the guillotine choke. And before I talk about the guillotine choke on the ground in the close guard type of a context, I'm going to show it from the feet. Because again, in sort of a self-defense context, if there's literally any submission that you're going to hit in a self-defense situation, it's going to be a guillotine. Someone's going to dive at you head first. If you're in a fight or something, or someone's trying to brawl with you, if they have seen any move on TV or have any instinct to do anything, it's going to be grab your head, wrap you up, and try to pop your head off. So I like to go over the technical elements so that we know what's going on. So if we were on the feet and I was going to lock this up, Colacone charges me, hurrah, I'd bring this arm over the top. I'd want, once this one is underneath the chin, my focus of my grip here is going to be grabbing, we talk about this, my index finger at the end of my ulna here, right at the end of this bone, right, this notch here. So when this arm wraps up, boom, I want to be leaning forward, bracing into it. Because if I'm here, I might have his neck, but I'm getting bowled over. I prefer not to. Here, I'm leaning forward. So my shoulder's in front of his shoulder here, I'm holding him up. Boom, I get this grip, I lock everything in tight. I already want my elbows and my hands pinching. Now if I was going to, let's say Josh kept driving in and he ended up driving me down to the ground, I would have to deal with that. However, if I can finish it on the feet, I'm gonna. So in real, pure self-defense context, my goal would be to get him to tap from here. I'm here braced into him. This hand is locked. I'm going to take, this is my trick to making this strong, whether I'm strong or not, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to use leverage. I'm going to take my left elbow, I'm going to bring it over his shoulder here. So now I form this frame around his neck, at which point I'm pulling everything right into the middle of my sternum. I'm taking all this and I'm hiking it up nice and high, and I'm keeping myself braced forward into him so I stay standing. So we're here, yeah, he's trying to drive into me, I get my grip, lock this over the top. Now I'm going to squeeze, I can drive my hips under. Boom, and I got my submission. That's the ideal for hitting a guillotine on the feet. Okay, if someone does tackle me, I'd prefer not to go on the ground. Usually it's not nice pads if we're in a self-defense context. However, I'm here with Josh and we are in the closed guard. We'll talk about it from here. If I'm in the closed guard, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, I can start this with a Kimura setup, I can start this with a hip place setup. Normally if I'm going to do it from the closed guard, I'm going to have to set it up with something. In the open guard, guillotines tend to present themselves. In the closed guard, we're so even keeled, some angle has to be picked. I have to be going for something in order for it to even be accessible. So let's say I'm coming up over the top for a hip place sweep. I'm here with Josh, I'm driving in, it's not working. What I'm going to do now is as I bring this arm over, I'm not just going to bring this arm over. Because now, if he drives back into me, I'm flat on my back, boom. My shoulders are directly above my hips. If I come forward like this, and I just wrap his head. When I do wrap his head, I want to move my hips back. Here. So I'm pulling him into me. Now I'll get that grip, at which point I'm going to actually tilt him towards the choking side, this way. Ooh. Lock up my feet. I want to have an angle on it. This hook should be shallow. This one should be deep over the back. I get that same elbow over the shoulder. Boom. And I'll get that finish right from there. Okay? So one more time. We're going to come over the top for a hip high sweep. Those of you guys who know that one from the basic curriculum. Break, pull over the top. It's not working. I'm not just going to wrap and grab. I'm going to move my hips back to set myself up for an angle. Bam. Here. I'm under the chin. I get this. I'm going to immediately lean him and fold him that way, to my right. Not straight back into me. I'm going to fold onto my right. This leg comes over his back. Pull everything in, squeeze nice and snug. And I get my